video rolling. And here goes the audio. There you go.
What up, world? Welcome to the High Vibe Guys. You got your boy Big Booze, Asa Bay, the Honorable Scholar.
Peace.
And you got lastly our boy Kill over there smiling about to ring this freaking bell. Oh my God.
Just to kill.
So we just made a new rule that we will not allow props in the show.
Snatch that mug.
In the first 5 minutes, we had to create a rule.
God, I love this.
And I got a feeling within the next 10 minutes we'll create a new rule where a kill just isn't allowed at the podcast anymore. Going into that direction. So as you guys know, we kick off the podcast with a global event. This time we decided to do something closer to home. We're talking about the ICE arrest inside of Michigan and Ohio over the past weekend. 75 people were arrested. If you're not familiar with ICE, it was an organization created by the government to kind of go after illegal immigrants of sorts. And it's definitely something that's a big topic inside of our country, and it's something I think we need to be looking at a little bit more, as these people are targeted often without looking at all the different situations that might go to bringing them inside the country. Any thoughts on this, fellas?
Man, I think that this is just it's levels to it, man. So yeah, we could have, personally, let me speak for myself. We could get feedback and thoughts about whatever is taking place, but at the end of the day, this is a byproduct of the condition of our minds right now, man. This is just loud and clear. We are not unified. You know, we got people just differentiating between levels of importance. I'm better than you, big eyes, little U's, that whole, we got to shake that up, man. We got to change it up. It's just, to me, when I look at something like this, it just goes to show how much room we have left to grow before we get back to a real peaceful state.
Okay. Asa, always with the balance. I like that. Well, living in Michigan, you know, we have the highest concentration of Arab Americans in the country in Dearborn.
Correct.
So, you know, a lot of us know different people. Well, I know. I can speak to myself. I'll speak for myself. I know families that have been affected. And it seems like, I'm sorry, Booze, I know I'm stretching out what I'm saying, but it seems like, you know, this is just the typical good old American way. You know, like this is how this country was built. This is what we do here, man. This is we divide and conquer. We tear families apart. We implement different laws and rules and social norms that, you know, this is America, bro. So when I see stuff like this, I'm definitely, you know, I feel a type of way. And like I said, I know people. There's a lady that a little bit. There's a lady I used to work with, and her brother was deported. He was arrested, and he was deported to Iraq. And it's a very real thing because his family knows of people who were deported to Iraq, and when they got back to Iraq, there were consequences. You know what I'm saying? Like they are looked at in a certain light when they're you're looked at as like Americanized. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like a traitor in a certain way. It's the way that she was describing it to me, and they were afraid that her brother would go back and be murdered.
And that's really ironic too, man. Like, to be deported back to Iraq after America came and fucked it all the way up. It's like we tore up your country.
You've lived in America for 30 years, a lot of these people, 40 years. You went to college. Like, her brother went to, I forget which university. It was like a state university. You know what I'm saying? Like, he paid to go to college here. He has been paying taxes. He's been a working citizen.
Paid his dues.
So why are you coming and messing with this guy, ripping his family apart, kids crying, Like we were just talking about beforehand, kids sitting in the Florida jails, and you know what I'm saying, all this different stuff, man. Like, what's the end game? What's to clean up America, to make it safer?
You mean like what's the intention?
Yeah. What's the
make
end game?
to make all those jobs available that we don't want to begin with. You know what I mean? It's so we can all Uber and take back over the Uber and part of society again, because that's where they are dominating us right now. Or the Coney Island game, like to get our Coney Island game back up.
It's stupid.
You know the intent.
Detroit do got to get his Coney Island game back up.
What?
For sure. Shout out to Chili Mustard Onions.
I was about to say, you haven't eaten a Coney Island in like...
No. Those are not Conies. Those are phonies.
Dave!
It ain't a hot dog. It ain't chili. It ain't cheese.
No.
That ain't a Coney.
Okay.
All
right.
Don't get me wrong. I got friends
No,
that
no.
love them,
Yeah.
but it ain't a Coney.
Okay.
Oh, God.
So yeah, Detroit definitely does have to take that title back, man.
We gotta liven the food back up, put some
Yeah.
electricity back into this food.
cars, food, all of that. Detroit got to step it up.
Big time.
Yeah.
But
And we love CMO here, all right? Chili
For
mustard
sure.
and onions.
Yeah.
Dave had a
Dave
point
won't
saying...
smoke with y'all.
No,
Bang, bang.
No, what Dave is saying is that a chili dog is probably chili made of meat and a hot dog made of meat.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what Dave's saying. I think it's a little difference. And I get
My
that.
boy Dom said that too.
You know,
It's not pork. It ain't steak.
Yeah, that's always
It
been
ain't
my
chicken.
thing. Is like I get, dude. Like I'm all, dude. Eat healthier. Eat plant-based stuff, but like don't call it a burger, because it's not. Don't call it sausage, because it's not.
I mean, it's all a mental thing, man. It's all a mental thing.
Sausage.
It's like this is really the dairy industry was getting upset when they were calling everything milk a while back, and like they were actually trying to get it so like plant-based protein milks can't be called milk.
All right, well, but they had to call it almond milk because nobody's buying nut juice off the counter.
They said that they had to call it almond drink.
Almond drink milk. I mean, like,
Yeah.
but I get where you're coming from, man. But you know,
That's
levels
ego.
there's levels to petty.
That's
That's
ego, man.
that's corporate petty right there.
Yeah.
how do we go from ice to Coney Island?
I don't know. That's seems to be how our show.
Really evolves. It's
Jeez.
evolution in its
Yeah.
finest right there. Oh my God.
All right. Back to the topic.
Back
What's
to the
up?
topic. So
I'm taking this thing home.
and will be put out by your
Big facts.
daughter.
Big
So
facts.
today's topic is Akil.
Does one size fit all when it comes to the way that we eat, or different titles that we give ourselves for the way that we eat or carry ourselves, or how we live our lives? The big fad is to be a vegan, or I'm a plant-based such and such, or I'm a yogi, or
Man.
but that's the big fad. That's a draw. Like, people use that to draw in. Like, if you have a business, I definitely know of people who use the hashtag plant-based yogi, Detroit yogi,
Yeah.
vegan
Just for the
life,
wave.
just for the wave,
Yeah.
where they may not live that lifestyle.
Bro.
They may be eating cheese pizzas at Little Caesars.
And nothing is good or bad. Nothing is wrong with that. But I mean, you saying
Live
they
your
should be
truth.
doing it for the right reasons.
Live your truth. How could
Okay.
you be someone like this generation that we're going through right now is going through a real spiritual awareness vibe. Like, everybody's like, I'm about to be spiritually aware. I'm about to be more in tune. And they're using
Is that a
to
fad too, or are they
I don't believe
really
that's a
transforming?
fad. I don't believe that's a fad. I believe there is something for real going on in the universe. Shut up, Booze. In the ether, in the astral,
Booze is
the
gonna have
astral
so
plane.
much fun with
I
this.
swear.
Yeah.
But it's something going on the astral plane that is changing how people are thinking, their intentions that they're putting into their lives, the energy that they're putting to themselves.
I would probably pick a different plane for those people who are a little more astute like you and I. Because the astral, I would say, is
And
more
what
so
about
like the
me?
Eh,
Okay.
No, I'm messing with you, Bruce. Definitely like you, for sure. I
Our
was just
next
looking at
podcasting session. I am bringing steaks to the.
Do your thing.
I'm
It's
bringing
all
it.
good.
I'm bringing a George Foreman grill so I can cook them here too.
Right. It's all good, bro. But at the end of the day, the astral body is very, very similar to the physical body. You know what I'm saying? And is affected by the more subtle bodies, from the causal plane. But yeah. Anyways, that's for one of your conspiracy theory
Talk that shit.
shows or something.
Yeah, I was definitely about to go on a tangent, but to get back on topic, as far as, and I don't want to call them fads because I'm all for people improving their self. Like I'm all for it.
A lot of people are not doing it for themselves though. They doing it because it's the cool thing to do.
And I guess that's what I was gonna say next. Is like it's too many people out there who I feel are on this wave about speaking to their diet or their lifestyle for attention or props.
For likes.
For likes
On social media.
And it's like, to me, that is hella corny. You know what I mean? It's like, one, to judge other people based off what they eat, but then to also to put yourself on a platform because you choose not to eat cheese or something like that is ridiculous to me. And we have experience from our 9 to 5 of knowing lots of those people who are inside of that realm who claim one thing with their diet. And I'm not taking shots at you as much as I'm just speaking to my personal.
He definitely taking shots.
I'm just speaking in general, though.
This goes out to you and you and you and you.
But the thing is, though, is like I told Asa this earlier, and Akil too. Is like I respect people who are disciplined, who are trying to do better for themselves, and who are also not judgmental. Asa, we all know, if you know Asa personally, he has a very stringent diet in comparison to a lot of other people. You know what I mean? Not to say that it's like the most stringent, because we know individuals who like only eat grass for real,
Garai.
living grass, all right?
Garai.
But at the same time, it's just one of those things where like I really respect the person who has the discipline to follow a diet strategically that matches their body and what's good for them. Other individuals who are just following that wave, like, and I'm not dissing keto either, but people are just like eating like avocados, eggs, and bacon.
Google keto coochie or keto crotch or something like that.
What is it? Could you give us
like people who have been on the keto diet? Like it's a large number of women who have like a foul smell down there.
Oh, I can believe that.
That's a byproduct of their diet. Yeah.
I can believe that.
But before we get too far away,
for the real meat eaters,
yeah.
If you like your steak really rare, all right.
And I'm hearing too much from people who actually went through the process, 30, 60, 90-day processes or whatever, to say something like, yeah, it made me look a certain way, but it cost me my health. It cost me this, too many things on that list, But the plant-based thing, bro, yesterday I'm in Whole Foods and I'm looking at the dairy wall. I found some sour cream by Violife. That's an excellent vegan cheese brand. For those of you who be like, oh, diet is nasty, I agree with you. Diet is disgusting. Tastes like
Saya
cheese plastic or something.
Saya is disgusting. Fire.
Bruh,
We don't want this soup by diet.
they need to get their bread up first. So
Liar, man, I don't mess
anyways,
with that liar
liar,
cheese.
right,
Crazy.
whatever letter you want to replace the D with, do your thing. But at the top, they have a company called, it's the brand's Just Eggs, or Just is the brand.
Yeah.
But it says Just Eggs on the front,
Just
right?
eggs, just
This is how
egg.
we fall for it all the time. It says Just Eggs, and then if you go to the back on the ingredients, you got everything except for egg for the ingredients. Soy, all types of things we can't pronounce, all different like 2 different forms of glucose.
Phosphates and isolates.
Bro, what?
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, this is like every day for the vegans. You know what I'm saying? Those who are supposedly healthy. It's a wrap. Like until we get detailed and disciplined.
And I think we touched on this last time. Like, it's almost better just to eat an egg in some cases,
Yeah,
right? You know what I mean?
please.
There's a young lady that we all know, and she uses the Just Eggs for like everything. She's like, man, I got my son addicted to these. And in my head, I'm like, that's just a different type of health hazard for him. Just fry him some eggs. Like, you know what I'm saying? At least you know that's from some type of source, like a living. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta
If
do
your
a
body
show.
to that level.
And I would say your body knows what an egg is too. Like when you create like a product that's almost an egg, but not really an egg at all, your body is like, what the fuck is this shit you just threw inside of me?
I'm just
Literally.
not about to I'm not about to base my life around man-made products, man. If you're gonna do the vegan wave or you're going to eat healthier, it can't be based around products that come frozen or can last for 30 days on the shelf. Like, that don't make sense to me. It's got to be like fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, water. If you're going to be someone that's eating meats as your protein, then like lean meats.
What is
clean
protein?
meats?
What is health? We got to do
Talk
a
to
show
that.
about that. We got to do a show
we
specifically
do.
on what the fuck is health. Because people I'm healthy. I'm already healthy already. I do this. Be like, what the? Do you understand what health is?
Like the documentary,
Like,
What the
come
Health?
on, man.
And this is,
Yeah.
what we
Yeah,
call
man.
Eyes of the Scholar because he's gonna break it down for us.
Love it.
What is a protein?
What we call protein, that's just like a coin for the record. What we call a protein is a combination of amino acids. So depending on the amino acids in a particular composition and the way that they're arranged, you might get a toenail or an eyelash or a finger or some skin or a bone or something like that, you know? So it's all about how they complement each other, the chemical reactions, et cetera, and so on, you know. That's the unseen portion of it, you know, and we get all of these things from the goddamn plants and the grains
Big facts.
and the seeds and the, you
And I
know,
was gonna say, so amino acids
Bamboo.
can basically be that can be composed in the form of a peanut or whatever else. So protein is just this composition
that's
of
just
these.
the name.
Just the name.
Yeah. Protein is a new name. Vitamins, supplements, all of these. I mean, we definitely had, you know, in ancient times, formulas for different things. But, like, as we know it today, protein, that's a pretty new word, you know?
And it's definitely just like vegan. It's definitely a word that's thrown out there.
Yeah.
You know,
To
what I'm
market.
saying? Like a
for them to
tag.
capitalize
Oh,
off
yeah.
of,
It's like
you
a
know?
tagline.
Yeah. Protein shakes.
Protein packed.
this. Make sure you get your protein in
Hemp
today.
and whey protein powder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure you got for the big muscle bound cats trying to put on weight. Protein. That's
Man.
all you hear.
So
Protein. Atkins diet. Protein packed. That's what got people in. That's what pulled people in. Not realizing part of the Atkins diet was like you can today eat, like you can start your day off with grilled chicken breast, cashews, boiled egg, and cheese. What? That's how you starting your day off? What?
It sounds
that's like waking
that
up,
sounds
putting
crazy,
shackles
bro.
on your ankles, and then going
Trying to
downstairs.
run. Yeah.
it sounds
sound
like you'd be
crazy.
very satisfied after that meal though.
Man.
Like, that is a very
Like
like
you sleep
In
good
that
shit.
moment, it might seem like that, and then what's gonna happen to you 24 hours later or some hours later? That body gonna be shut down.
Oh,
and
no,
cells is
that's like
going-
15 minutes later. It's not a you
Bruh.
don't-
And that's
you
just
don't-
one
Yeah.
meal. You eating 3 meals, 4 meals like that in a day.
Man, what?
It wasn't like, oh yeah, you know, greens are important.
And you know they're not drinking no water because water is nasty, it's boring, and all these different excuses.
So
So,
Drinking Powerade.
let me ask you guys this. I had a friend who was a very staunch vegan.
do you know this friend's name? Because
Yeah.
one time you was like, "Yeah, my homegirl." I don't know her name.
Well, I'm trying not to do names on here anymore.
I'm just saying.
I'm trying to get it
this is-
wrong.
Jacob Tinsley,
I was about to say after the Jacob Tinsley fiasco of the last show, I don't want to. I was trying to get away from names. But
Is he coming in today?
Maybe.
Maybe.
All right, so
baby.
long story short, she was a
Jacob
vegan for
Tinsley.
several years, and I hit her recently. Well, actually, she hit me up because she sent me a picture of a pizza, and because you guys know I make pizzas,
And they slap and they
Boy.
look scrumptious.
Boy.
and she was like, "This reminded me of one of your pizzas," and I said, "Are you eating that? Because that's like goat cheese and sausage and caramelized. You know, like it was lots of animal proteins on that. Boy. Let's be
Yeah.
distinct."
Oh.
And she said, like, I got super sick as a vegan recently, and like I had to like start change my diet. And I was like, really? And I didn't get a chance to go into details with her, but this was somebody who I've known to be a vegan since I've known them, and I've known them 8 years now. And like on the fact that she was eating like goat cheese, and I felt like you probably went to the other extreme too. You know what I mean? Because it was the meatiest of meaty pieces. You know what I mean? But what are some things that might make a vegan sick? You know, like how can you be a vegan? Because I was hearing how healthy it's supposed to be. How could that happen?
So we definitely need a whole episode specifically on this, but just to summarize and condense it real quick. When it comes to health, what is health? Health is the relationship that your body has with the universe and the natural rhythms of the universe, you know, plainly put. You know, that might not be the scientific definition, but that's the realistic, you know, thing that's going on. And a lot of times nowadays, most of the time, 99.99999% of the time nowadays, when people go vegan, they just cut out meat and dairy and whatever they think is bad, and they stop eating those things, and then they just go for everything else that satisfies them and their taste and the urges.
Mad
And ain't
French
nothing
fries.
changed, right? Starchitarians, and they be going nuts with that pasta all the time.
Mad
whatever.
pasta.
Now, when we have human bodies, we got to keep in mind we just be throwing these things around like they cars and bikes and toys, and they just, you know, just junk or whatever. But these are the most finest, the best of the best forms of technology in the universe.
Big
You know what I'm
facts.
saying? Period. Better than all the Macs and all the computers they put together. The
Big
best
facts.
computer they just put out to this day, whatever that is, anywhere on the planet, whatever country got it, the human brain is a bajillion times more complicated and precise and
That's
simplified.
what they model computers
And
after.
Exactly, yeah, the CPU from the brain.
Big facts.
With that being said, and so what are you saying is get to the point, nigga. So the human body being all amazing or whatever is able to be like that because of the composition, you know, minerals, the organs, the glands, the systems, how they work together, and it works a specific way. So when we just say, yeah, I'm vegan, or I'm just vegetarian, and I'm healthy, and I'm whatever the fad stuff is we working with, if we're not in a detailed manner actually catering to what the body needs on a mineral level, you're going to have some issues, bro. You know, all them pieces gonna add up. All them, unless you're getting them from bulls.
Hey,
Unless you're about to clean up
Good,
crew.
clean
Woo-hoo.
boys.
Clean up crew. They came ready and on time too.
But I mean,
But-
that's real though.
Yeah.
I saw like also shared this little segment from this show called The Doctors, where this dude who's like a professed 20-year physician was like, eating just meat is the wave. Like, if you eat just meat, you're going to get everything you need. And it was blowing the minds of these other long-term doctors that have held their positions for 30 years, 40 years. This lady's like, I've dedicated my life to this. And you're telling people that just eating meats, by just eating meats, they can obtain all of the nutrients they need for themselves to be healthy. Like, it was mind blowing. And one guy at one point was just like, dude, if you're telling people that just eating meats is healthy for them, like, you have to put vegetables and fruits in there. Like, it's just common sense.
Common sense
It's
ain't common
common
like that, bro.
sense, though.
And I would say,
Common sense not common.
I would say that this is the way I see it is like you probably can't just eat meat. How you operate, how long you live, you know what I mean? I think those are
You're going to live to be 45 and you have a heart attack.
right, which is like
You have,
what,
like, heart disease.
and
That's
I think,
my large number, by the way. Shout out to Jimmy
See how
Lance
that
for
work?
large number
See how that works?
45.
See how that works?
But you guys ever see like the memes where it talks about like the longest living animals on Earth eat plants? You know what I mean?
Yep.
The tortoise,
The tortoise,
Yep.
the whales.
whales eat plankton.
Damn it, Asa.
They
I
do.
yep that.
You saying the longest living animals do what?
Well,
what
whales
happened?
eat plankton. That's definitely. You ever seen SpongeBob? Well,
I mean, but they're not eating flesh.
they're not eating flesh, facts. And I guess too, animals that we know that eat flesh have shorter lifespans. You
Big
know, like
facts.
lions don't live to be 88, and you know, like everybody wants to be the lion, the king of the jungle. Lions live to be
Just
like
not cut
35.
And
like that,
also,
Everybody
Just
wish they
look
was
at-
a Leo.
look at the digestive systems of lions and carnivores just in general. Like, the digestive system is pretty basic. Like, that shit is like,
Kind of
ours is like 25 feet of shit just circled and impacted and all that, bro. It's a lot of,
It's meant to break down plants. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it ain't meant to have,
stuff
like-
sit and go through the digestive
It ain't meant to
tract.
have Philly cheesesteaks
What are
broken
plants?
down in that boy.
Were we saving that for a different show, or were we
No, that's a good question. I mean,
So-
come on, Dr. Science.
So plants, like the reason we can't straight. I know we be wanting to have fun and stuff and joke around, but we gotta keep it on. We keep it on topic, the underlining tone, like who are we, what we about to do, like
Yeah.
how's this food affecting us, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Big
Who
facts.
they all the scientists everywhere on the planet, somewhere in the mix, they all are admitting to us being made out of stardust, or at least these physical bodies.
Big facts.
You know, so when it comes to plants, we got to keep in mind the photosynthesis process. How do the plants grow? How they develop? Where did they originate? You know, that's way much more out of our range that we've been exposed to. You know, just bodies, little seizures on the corner. All this stuff is super dense versus us tapping back into the source, the pool. You
Where
know?
we're at in terms of, like, as people, we're like in a super dense state.
Bro, and stuck. They got they
Super
foot on
stuck.
our necks right
Yeah.
now. Biological warfare.
We're
The
we're
minds is
caught-
empty.
We're caught, like, we're in the middle of a generation where, like, 5 and 6 year olds have cell phones. That's a real thing. That's
And they
a
know how to
regular,
work 'em.
and they know how to flip them jokers open and go directly where they need
Yeah.
to. Like, this the dumbing down of the society and the separation from that higher level, that higher consciousness, that in touch vibe with whatever spirituality you believe.
'Cause it's all the same. It's the same. Everybody, you talking all that religion stuff, but at the end of the day, everybody wants some peace, some love, some happiness, some money, some success, etc.
major facts.
Everybody, you know. So everybody needs to humble themselves just a tad bit. Their religion not better than the next person. Just like somebody's diet not better than yours. Same thing.
Big
You
facts.
know, to each his own. Do what work for you.
I remember Asa, one of the most, like we said, strict cats, saying very recently, like, eat for your body type, eat for your phenotype. Did you say that?
I said haplotype. I was.
Haplotype.
That's actually what Dr. Sebi was trying to like steer us into.
Mhm.
Respecting who you are, you know, your lineage, your gene pool. Eat to complement your genetic makeup. You
All
know.
right, so I don't know what haplotype means.
So let's so you come from let's look at it. This is how we gonna simplify this thing because it's bigger than that too. So basically, the source or God or whatever people believe in, the original Adam or whatever, and then fast forward up to us. So the path that you took, that the universe or creator, God, whatever you believe in, the path that it took from you all the way back to the origin of everything in existence, the source that everything vibes off, you want to respect that line, basically, you know. So eat from like what you're. If we have puzzles and it has certain pieces, you know, that it takes to put it together to match what's on the cover, you don't want to be going to another store getting a different box with 9 matching puzzle pieces because it's about to jack up yours. It don't
Right.
even fit.
Let me see what follows. So my
Like
my
that.
ancestors are from the motherland, Africa.
Mhm.
All right, the biggest
Yo-
continent on the planet Earth. That was a little fact that I killed it. No,
Look at your big ass Olmec head, bro. So with that being
bruh,
said,
I had a point
Facts.
to what I was saying. So,
I'm saying I gotta cut that in half, bro.
but
The
so
whole
so
planet is yours, is what I'm saying.
well, I guess what I
Big
guess what you said. What I'm saying is
facts.
those like if I know my ancestry comes from, let's say, Africa, and I know they eat plantain there, they eat peanuts, they eat this, so I should be eating things that were similar to what they were eating from that state, from that place.
I'm pretty sure they didn't eat peanuts, but
They definitely eat peanuts in Africa.
now
No, they always eating peanuts. Lots of things are derived from. See how I clean that up?
Yeah, that's a big fact.
Arkansas
There was
High.
Hey yo, yeah, we gonna have a. That's a whole
there
other
was a
topic.
guy. There was a guy.
Tomatoes come from Africa. Did you
Yeah,
know that?
there was a guy talking about.
Yeah, lemons and limes from Africa too.
There's
So,
an
a whole
old
bunch
cat
of
talking
stuff.
about how the whole citrus game is from Africa. Like
Yeah.
how Ponce de Leon came and
Bruh.
brought the orange to Florida, and then another explorer, I forget his name.
The
escapes
orange or
me
the
right now.
citron?
He said the orange. He might have meant the citron.
Okay.
But he
A
said
lot of-
modern day orange. So
Okay.
A large percentage of the fruits and vegetables we eat are derived from Africa, and
only makes sense. Look where it's located on the planet.
Yeah, and it has all hemispheres. Wait, no, it doesn't. I just made that piece up.
Oh, God. No, he did. All hemispheres. It's 2 hemispheres,
I
man.
need this clip, bro. I need this clip. I'm about to play
all
this.
4
in
hemispheres.
the next-
It's 2 of them.
My fellow flesh eaters understand where I was coming from right there. Right? They was following me on that.
Or
It was
maybe
like,
is it 4 hemispheres?
Just 2, Eastern and Western.
That's what I
hemispheres.
thought.
hey, bro.
Look how stupid I made myself by second guessing myself.
And he eats eggs.
You can say Northern and Southern or something if you want to, but
Big facts. All right.
say mix it up and say North and South. There you go.
North and South.
There we go.
All right.
Bingo.
There we
Balance
go.
it out real quick. Clean it up. Clean up, crew.
Clean up crew. Get your broom and your dustpan out. I
For-
just mopping up the bathrooms.
For something else that's like along this topic, like to kind of segue into like food misnomers. Like as a kid growing up, I always thought that milk was good for me.
What?
Or that dairy was good for me. That's what I was taught, bro.
What?
That's what you're taught in school. Milk is good for bones. Don't act like you never heard that.
Milk is good for certain
Dairy
things.
is good for bones.
Milk
listen,
is good for the animal
It's
that's
good for-
supposed to be sipping that off their mama's titty.
It's also good
Cow
for
milk is
Captain Crunch. All right.
Hey
And
man, hemp milk
That's a good-
slapped
that's a good-
way harder with cereal than milk ever
Hey.
did.
I don't know.
Hemp milk.
You
hemp
gotta
milk is
try it.
cool.
I know. I
Good
don't.
Lord.
I don't. I don't
check
subscribe
on
to that shit no more.
Homemade
Real talk.
hemp milk is the ish though, and it's
Yeah.
cheaper.
On real talk, everything I love.
Real talk, B.
I've,
real talk.
I've transitioned tons of people off of whole milk by telling them how good plant-based milks, nut milks are with cereal.
Naphtali, nipple.
I can. That's one of the few things
Breast
that
milk.
I definitely can agree with. Oat milk is my particular favorite.
Oh man.
But I do feel as if that's one of those things that like you can't get away from. And too, like, the more you learn about milk, the idea kind of becomes disgusting sometimes.
Yeah,
But
man.
Ozzy,
Have
what is
can you
milk?
speak to that, bro?
Speak on what?
Like some misnomers with food. Like dairy.
Yeah.
Everybody heard as a child that dairy was good for you. It was part of the food pyramid. This is what you need to eat in your day
And that's also
to have a complete diet.
that's also the dairy industry pushing their agenda on the.
But then look how powerful they are, because it
Yeah,
was
they're very
right
powerful.
there in first grade for me
Y'all got
on the wall.
Yeah. That's also like the corn industry was pushing like the corn is like a super healthy. Corn is like sugar.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
which is like,
that starch gonna break down straight into sugar too, for sure.
but I guess it's like just to go along like certain fruits, vegetables. I know corn is one. You probably got a laundry list of them.
Man, yeah, there's so many different things. But the thing is that pyramid, like you put the nail on the tail. You say that? That motherfucker.
You hit the nail
you
on
know
the head.
whatever, bro. You know
Hit the tail on the donkey.
You know how it goes. Yeah, you put the nail on the head.
Put your
Whatever.
thumb on the bullseye.
Take
Those
your
on
shirt
the
off,
bullseye.
spin around your head like a helicopter.
Bro, come on, man. The food pyramid. So
Put your
what
foot in the
they
gas tank and then
keep in mind that they know who you are. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, your body is like a big ass battery, big water battery, and it works a certain way. And so if they tell you or instruct you to eat certain foods and keep the standard right there, and just advertise everything that blends in or corresponds with that bar that they already set for you, which is going to keep you, super duper low vibe and not thinking clearly, sluggish, et cetera, that's the move. That was the agenda. And ain't nobody about to really come and save you up out of that. So we gotta start, assuming responsibility for self. 100 responsibility for self in all outcomes, circumstances, period.
So what would having milk as a regular part of your diet do to your body?
It will clog you up. Most people are lactose intolerant, aka your body cannot tolerate that substance, so why put it in you, or it's going to start malfunctioning. If you continue to do it over and over, that pus, that mucus-like substance is going to get a little harder. It's going to get plaquey. That plaque, most people don't understand plaque, how whack and crazy it is. Plaque can get hard like a diamond inside of you, Keep in mind that's a closed off space, minus your anus and your nostrils and your ears and your mouth or whatever, your eyes maybe. But like it's like real tight knit in there, so the body's always going through some type of alchemical process like every moment. So we got to be very mindful about what we putting in here. It's our spaceship. This is a sacred place. We be saying it's the temple of God and all these highly, divine things.
Treat
And
it
we
as
just
such.
come on, man. Exactly, act like it.
Big facts.
Like Boo said before, like put diesel fuel into a car that needs the diesel. Don't be trying to half-ass it with the 87 and all of that, whatever, unleaded.
I was ridiculed for that comment too. I was ridiculed and
you were ridiculed for flexing, Booze.
told I was an elitist for bringing.
He
Hey,
was
let's not
ridiculed
go into details.
For flexing. That's what it was.
I
For
didn't-
having
The
a
fact that
Beamer?
the fact that he brought it up seemingly out of nowhere. Just, hey, my favorite flavor of ice cream is vanilla. I have a Beamer, by the way, 2017.
It's not-
Shut up, bro. That had nothing to do with the topic.
Excellence.
Wow.
It's crispy though.
It is.
Thank you. So you guys want to give any closing thoughts to this particular topic?
We gotta get some gratitude out after we do some closing thoughts.
For sure.
But
we got a couple more things before we hit the closing thoughts. I mean, that's just the topic.
I mean, you did bring it up.
well, I mean, like, so because we're gonna talk about things that I
You're
don't
trying to throw
believe in.
jabs and shit.
What am I trying to throw jabs?
Well, it's not the end. It's just like, getting
Shut
kind
up,
of
Oscar.
close.
Play your role.
Oh God.
right, let me shut up.
Yeah, you told one too many jokes today. All right. Closing thoughts, just on people. What was the name of this topic again?
Man, one
All
size fits all. Live your truth, man. Stop trying to be something that you're not. I had a great awakening maybe 8 months ago. I was up in Whole Foods. I just got off. I'm shopping around, and my nephew, young Jason. What up, baby Jason? He's like phenomenal pizza maker. So he's slapping the pieces together, and I see a slice of cheese pizza. I grabbed the slice of cheese pizza, and it was like 9 people that came up to me like, "Ain't you vegan? What is you doing with that?" And I built this stigma, this aura about myself. Like, nah, I don't mess with this and this, that, and the third. And literally, as soon as the opportunity arose, people was on my head about it. It's like, I could have saved myself all this headache, scrutiny, X, Y, Z. I didn't care. I definitely didn't care at all. But I could have saved myself all this scrutiny, headache, or whatever. It's like, yo, I'm not vegan. It's not vegan for people. Like, I said that one time or in passing in conversation was because that's what I related most to.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? I slip up. I don't want to be held to a title for everybody to scrutinize all day. Be true to yourself.
And I would say, like, both of you guys are great because you both do better than the average person as far as what I think you eat and the consciousness that goes into the thoughts before you put some in your mouth. But I would also say you just don't judge others, though. I can eat whatever around you guys and feel fine knowing that you guys have these particular diets. And I guess if I had, like, a closing thought, it was just, like Akil saying, be true to yourself. Live and let live. Don't put yourself on a pedestal not over your diet, at least. You know what I mean? If you're out here saving lives or some shit like that, if you're a freaking hero, then I got a little bit more respect for you than the average person, maybe. But if you're choosing, at least while you're around me, to eat a spinach salad before you go home and wolf down whatever you're going to wolf down, don't be out here faking it till you make it. Just live your life and live and let live, man. And if anything, man, try to encourage people to do better. But, encouragement comes with positive reinforcement, not that negative browbeating shit. Don't beat the next person up.
Lead by example.
Lead by example, man, in all capacities. So that would be my closing thoughts. Asa Bay, the scholar.
So, with that, who was that? Gandhi or somebody said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world."
Yeah.
That's Boeing. That's an excellent plug right there. But yeah, with the diet thing, the truth is, it ain't no diet that's like the best for everybody, because everybody's body's in a different condition. And the truth is that, like, in order to reach your ultimate goal or ultimate form, you might have to transform and go through like various different types of diets or ways of living, you know what I'm saying, at different times. You might have to do like a detox phase, a cleaning up phase. You might have to rest and chill from work. You might have to go and hit the gym and recondition. There's levels to it, you know. It's technology. It's the most sophisticated, you know, machine in existence. So we got to start acting like it. But yeah, that's it. You can't put nobody in a box. Take yourself out the box. Take everybody else out the box. Be in the moment. Live in the moment. Be true to yourself. Honest with yourself. And, you know, let it flow.
All right.
Bong bong.
So, guys, we got 2 last segments before we close up this particular episode of the Have Our Guys. The first one is things that I want to challenge Akil and Asa on that I might not necessarily believe in.
Let's get it.
This particular episode, we're going to speak to...
I wish y'all could see Akil's dance move.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
no, you know,
shit.
this shit is actually recorded. So this episode, we're going to be speaking to this stuff called liquid chlorophyll. You can get it at any holistic style store or whatever. And
Man, you can get chlorophyll at like Kroger now.
okay, you get chlorophyll at Kroger's.
Facts.
And
Everybody jump on the wave, bro. That's how it works.
This is like one of the
That's how
ones
it
that
works.
like it's hard for me to figure out what exactly the fuck it is. It's like, is it like blended up grass or you know, like it's green juice in a bottle. It tastes like tea if you ever had it before, and there is like it's one of those like it's almost like snake oil. Like it does everything and nothing at the same time, or it doesn't.
Said chlorophyll's like a sugar pill, man.
Possibly, unless you guys have,
Placebo effect.
you know, something that I don't know.
Far from it.
That is, I can only speak to.
And how do you get chlorophyll out of a plant? How do you take the chlorophyll in particular out?
I
Should
mean,
have seen
most.
his weak little gesture booze.
Yeah, that was kinda-
But you guys heard that moment of silence afterwards because their big brains got to thinking like,
well, first you presented like 2 different
Yeah.
little, trains. of
I just
thought.
blend up the plant.
all right, answer the freaking
I don't
question, plant
extract
guys.
the chlorophyll out of the chlorophyll is the blood of the plant. So, let's clear that up first off.
Okay.
Chlorophyll is secondhand sunlight. If somebody wants to simplify it. So we brought up earlier the photosynthesis process. The plants, they soaking up all of that light. They're getting all of that energy. They're converting the energy into chemicals, right? And then when you look at all of the plants outside, whatever is in your backyard, the grass, the trees, all of those green leaves that you see, all of that's chlorophyll. That's condensed sunlight, secondhand sunlight in a edible form. And what makes it so profound for all of these people who don't want to realize how in tune they are with the universe, like all these people who like want to like keep searching outside of yourself instead of like understanding their true power, chlorophyll and the blood have the exact same chemical composition, minus the central atom. Just with the exception of the central atom, we got magnesium and chlorophyll and iron in the blood.
Yep.
Yeah, at the core. But everything else, the molecular structure is like almost identical. So with that being said, you have a chemical correspondence with the goddamn universe, specifically with the sun, which gives life to everything in this solar system. You know what I'm saying? So that's like, what does that say about you? As above, so below. All of those people into the axioms, like it's time to tap in.
So why don't you put that in 10 words what chlorophyll
Chlorophyll is good to your body and should be added to your diet on a daily basis.
And is it because it's good for your blood?
It's
good for
your
the
body
body.
can produce fresh, brand new blood cells if you consuming adequate amounts and quality levels of chlorophyll and sufficient amounts of iron as well. But yeah.
And let's keep taking them down. So why would you not need to produce new blood cells?
Why would you need to produce new blood cells? Well, for one, an abnormal cell nowadays we would call that cancer. Everybody and their mama got candida, cancer cells. The body's all jacked up from what they taught us. Even the vegans, yes, you vegans, 99% of y'all eating all of that crazy stuff. Or your new bougie vegan diets, at the end of the day, if you have not went into clean house, like into the thorough detoxing, cleansing, that's like a jacked up house, like a mansion with all the crazy stuff that it used to have in it. If you never cleaned it out and refurbished it, it's the stuff still in there.
Yeah.
Foundation damage.
Yeah, that's like eating
Busted
fruits
pipes.
on putting a fruit tree on top of a cemetery, and then wondering why the energy is not the cleanest. You don't know what type of spirits and stuff they've been doing.
But I
down
love
there.
that though, man. So you basically, it allows for your body to create new blood cells, which help you stay healthy. The very simplistic way of putting it.
It can do so much more. That's just one benefit.
But
Immune system booster. You detox and nourish the cells simultaneously when you get chlorophyll. It's like you could fit bajillions of pages of like health benefits on there. Amino acids, regular minerals, vitamins, omegas, whatever, and it's various types of chlorophyll. You got land plants, you got the phytoplankton, you got the chlorophyll is inside of sea moss. It's all type of places to find it, Yeah.
All
But
right.
basically it's the plug.
I like that, man. I like that you gave some substance as to why, and that's what like a lot of this stuff is for a lot of us, man. It's like, and that's why we're bringing this to you, because some of us had the knowledge already, some of us don't, but we want us all to kind of be on the same page. As far as like what we can do to improve ourselves without necessarily changing our entire lifestyle, and just finding some simple solutions, and pouring a little chlorophyll into your water.
It don't taste bad.
It don't taste bad, and I'm bullshitting y'all because
In
I
your
drink chlorophyll
water,
every day.
in your water, it tastes like
Tea,
nothing.
it tastes like tea to me. It
Do it?
definitely has a little herbaceous flavor, but it's flat and neutral.
I drink it straight.
That's a nice brand, something somebody want to capitalize off of that. Herbaceous.
Herbaceous is like one of my favorite words.
You want to turn that into a gross domestic product?
Also, all about getting the bread on the low.
Yes.
All right, and the last little piece, man. This has been an Asa-filled segment. Is the astrology section. Asa, how can you bring it home for us with the astrology piece?
So yeah, we were talking earlier. I am, for the record, I am not an astrologer. So he was saying like, so what do you, how can you
What is a student?
summarize?
You're just a very well-read young cat.
He's a student of
You
a lot
can-
of
yeah.
different subjects.
You're just very well-read. You can
However
speak
you want to
to
put it.
You can speak to astrology and have actual science behind your words.
Whatever floats your boat. I would say that a lot of astrologers I would probably, shut down because a lot of this stuff is new, but I wouldn't claim to be a true astrologer, if I was really respecting the science. So basically, where I would like to put our minds at right now, our attention is on the importance of harmonizing with those stellar energies we always talking about. Everybody be like, oh, it's a full moon and it's a new moon and the sun is this, and they be, talking all that talk. But how can we chemically, harmonize and dance with those energies better? Because if we're not doing that, then those energies are just smacking us around, because everybody has their desires and their goals and their dreams. And, you're going to manifest to the degree that you complement the energy, that's present in the universe at the time. And it's always in motion, So for those people who don't believe in astrology, I feel you. But at the end of the day, you cannot deny the constant time after time, man, year after year, month after month. There's so many ways of analyzing these things. But when you look at different dates and times and look above at the stellar placement and seeing the arrangement of these stars or constellations, etc., it's like undeniable. Like, at what point do you need how many years of evidence do you need to go through before you realize and understand that, like around March, the springtime is coming, fresh new energy, flowers growing out the ground, wintertime, death, decay, fall time, trees falling.
I believe it when I see Bigfoot. Keep going.
I mean, Bigfoot don't got nothing to do with astrology, bro. But at the end of the day, we need to really take things serious, tune into the universe, because that spirituality is all about our relationship with the universe.
Yeah.
And for the masses, that's a very poor relationship. Some people don't talk to their mamas, don't know their daddies. That's us energetically when it comes to the universe.
No, you
We
definitely
disconnected.
We talked about this earlier, man. It's definitely a disconnect. You know what I mean? Like, when you grow up and now we live in a day and age. We talked about this earlier. Like, your phone is attached to your hand when you're 2 or 3.
Man.
Actually, you get a play phone now. You know what I mean? You start off with the play phone, so you know how to use the real phone next.
Big facts.
And it's definitely a disconnect in our society between like how this planet operates and what our actual role is inside of it. And I guess that's where I kind of like look at you guys to get some different insight on different things that might happen in a more natural sense, or get a different view of how we're supposed to interact with things. But yeah, because the universe doesn't operate around us. You know what I mean? We operate within it to some extent until we fuck it up like we're doing right now. And then you have the warmest winter in Antarctica or whatever just happened. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's changing.
Or you have thousands and thousands of acres of land burning in Australia. Like, it's definitely, we're out of tune with what's going on with this planet.
Man.
So I think we're going to, Akil, you got some closing thoughts?
Not at all. Like
Excellent.
Asa said, as above, so below, as within.
We'll expound
So
on it
without-
next time.
Akil.
Hit you with some vague esoteric knowledge.
Very vague, and then it's like took from Asa. Yeah, like Asa said, up, down, left, right, A, B, A, B. That's the cheat code on Mortal Kombat.
Select
Akil.
start.
Man,
Select
Jason
start.
That's contra.
was talking about that yesterday, some little cheat codes. So, man, if anything, no diet is the best in the world or whatever, but the way that you eat, look at that like a cheat code for living. Because the way that you eat, what you put into your body, the energy that you put into your body, that's a definite, closed, confined space that you have dictatorship over. You got the authority over that. So the manner in which you eat, and we talking about physical food, energy from people, entertainment, TV, radio, whatever you went to, all that stuff you soaking up, keep in mind that that's the energetic field or pool that you're going to be drawing from when it comes to living. You want to go hang out, you want to do whatever, that's the energy pool you're going to have to go to that place with. The truth is, you can do whatever, think whatever you want to, but wherever you at, you are there. You always bring yourself and your body where you at. You know, it ain't no running from that, you know? So the more and more we take heed to that, you know, idea and respect that principle, it's we can make progress.
Excellent. I think that's a good wrap for this episode of the High Vibe Guys. In the future, we're going to have some dope-ass music that closes out, like the Breakfast Club or some shit. Or it's real, like, boop, 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 boop.
Man, we need some Detroit artists to send us some
I'm
stuff,
Charlemagne of the three.
Charlemagne McGee.
I'm Charlemagne
Oh,
McGee.
God. All right, Dave,
God.
thank you. You can close out
Booze
this
is
session, my
Angela
brother.
Yee.